Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are so pleased to have one of the coolest cats in the studio, and it must be that time, San Diego International Film Festival time. Tonya Mantooth, she is the CEO and Artistic Director. How are you?
I'm great, Drew. How are you?
I always love when you're on the show, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She is the Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc., and they're celebrating their 20th anniversary in Liberty Station. How you doing there, Kristen?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Lovely, especially when Tanya's in the market here in
Excellent.
The studio and just sharing all the great stuff she's doing. I'll get you started. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you just give us a little bit of history of the San Diego International Film Festival? Let's start there.
So the festival was started in 2001, and what was interesting was to see it grow, but then I came in 2012 and really wanted to take it to another level because, one, I wanted to make it an international film festival. So to get that designation, you have to have a certain percentage of your films coming from other countries.
Okay.
And so this year, we had almost 3,500 films submitted to us.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
From 85 countries. And so for me, that was really important to be able to bring international cinema to San Diego and really give our community a chance to see what's going on around the world.
That's amazing. So as Susan knows, I have a theater background, but lots of the theater kids delve into the film world. So I'm, lots of people are always involved in the film festival. I'm curious about the vetting because I don't know a lot about the film festival. So 3,500 people submit. How do you narrow that down? What's the criteria?
Well, it's interesting because we actually open up for submissions January 1st. And then the process takes us all the way through the end of July. So we probably have about maybe 200-300 people who submit to be screeners. And we call that down to about 60 people. So they're watching and they're really evaluating them. So they're watched multiple times and then rated and critiqued. So then they kind of move up the pyramid in terms of being reviewed, whether they move up to the next phase or they fall off. And then they go to programmers. In the meantime, I'm watching the films that are coming out of all of the film festivals around the world.
Ooh.
So
that's no small task.
It's no small task.
Yeah.
It's a huge process and system. But what's important for us is to make sure that these films are watched by many, many people and be able to have a true evaluation because filmmakers, they spend years of their life, their own money, investors' money, and we want to make sure those films are all seen.
That's great. So the film festival is from when to when?
October 16th through the 20th.
Okay, 16th to 20th, and where is it taking place?
So we open at Museum of Photographic Arts in Balboa Park.
MOPA, okay.
And then primarily all of our screenings take place at AMC, and that's at Westfield UTC area.
Right.
So this year we're bringing back the Night of the Stars tribute, and that'll take place at the Conrad in downtown La Jolla.
Right. So it was very cool, as only Tonya can do, in working with her colleague Susan Clausen. When the COVID hit, we're not stopping the film festival. We're going to be doing virtual film festivals, and it was literally beautiful. And I remember Frances McDormand was the film that was featured, correct?
Nomadland. We did the drive-in theater. You were there.
I was
You were
there, absolutely.
We did 6 weeks of drive-in movies.
It was unbelievable.
Very cool.
And she won Best Actress for that. How cool is that aspect? Yeah. So there's a bunch of films you want to chat about, right? Conclave, Emilia Perez, September 5th, and Night Bitch, correct?
That is correct.
That's
Can
right.
I say that on air?
Well, I just did.
Night Bitch. We've all said it now, so it's
right.
good.
Okay.
It's the name of the film.
It is.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about it.
So we were opening with Conclave.
Right.
And so that stars Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci,
Oh, my goodness.
John Lithgow,
Cool.
and Isabella Rossellini.
Okay.
And it is a fascinating film because it premiered at Venice and went to Telluride and then on to Toronto. So basically it's about a pope dies suddenly, and it's what happens in the conclave as they're voting. And it is literally was directed by the gentleman who did All Quiet on the Western Front. Huge departure for him, but it is such a thriller, and there's so many twists. It is riveting film, and I'm so excited to be opening with it.
Now, are they going to be there? Are they going to?
They will not be there.
Okay. And we'll talk about you doing a red carpet event again?
Yes, we are.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that as well. Okay, Conclave. All right, Emilia Perez.
Emilia Perez, that is a very, very interesting film. So that one stars Selena Gomez and Zoe Saldana. And it went to Venice, and interestingly enough, it won Best Actress, but 2 of the actresses won it simultaneously, which is unheard of.
Wow.
That is wild.
Now, this film is, it crosses a lot of genres. It's a drama, it's a comedy, queer, crime thriller, musical.
That's a lot.
That's a lot to unpack. and so it is, what's also interesting, it's in Spanish. The director is French, and France announced yesterday it's going to be the Oscar submission for France for the foreign, the best Oscar for foreign.
Wow.
So that's a lot. So here's the story. It's about a drug cartel leader who decides he wants to transition. And it follows that journey. And it follows the impact on the family and his journey to go through that. So it is amazing. And it is complex.
Right. And all of these descriptions are on the website, is that correct?
Yes.
And what's the website?
sdfilmfest.com.
Okay, you can find everything there, how to get tickets, where to go, all of the things and everything in between. September 5th.
Okay, so those of a certain age, so I'm going to have to take you out of this.
Okay, if you must, that's fine.
Remember the Olympics when the Israeli athletes were
Of course.
taken
Munich,
hostage?
1972.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember it vividly.
So
you weren't born.
I wasn't born yet.
That's right. In fact, I don't think your parents were born yet, were they?
40s and 50s. So yes, they were.
All right, there you go.
just barely, but
Exactly.
so it follows that. But here's the interesting thing, Andrew, you will really appreciate this film because yes, it is a story about the hostages, but what it really is, it's a newsroom story.
Oh, nice.
It's what takes place in the newsroom. And that is the story of the sportscasters are covering the Olympics.
Jim McKay.
But what happens is when the hostages are taken, then now the real newscasters want to step in. And there's a battle inside the newsroom on who gets to tell that story. And that is a back and forth that's amazing. Peter Sarsgaard stars in it. It is such a powerful film. I'm so excited.
Oh, I can't wait to
get
see
that
that.
film.
Oh, that's gonna be great. And then Night Bitch.
Night Bitch, Amy Adams.
Yes, this film. Okay. I was like, I've heard of The Night Bitch. Yes.
In a role that I've never seen her play.
Yeah.
It is funny, it is quirky, and premiered at Toronto. I mean, it is, so she plays a mom who's kind of disenchanted with being a stay-at-home mom. And so there's a funny thing. So how do I describe this? So she suddenly has these canine instincts that come upon her, and at night she turns into a dog.
Okay. Okay. Something like Wolf?
Something like that.
Okay.
And it's funny, and she's wonderful in it. So everyone will really enjoy this film.
Interesting.
That's great. Now, again, on the website, it says where they're playing and when they're playing. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right, exactly, on this. We are chatting with Tonya Mantooth. She is the CEO and Artistic Director for the San Diego International Film Festival. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 18th year. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades, just doing great things for people living in San Diego County. Joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She is the Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc., celebrating their 20th anniversary. Kristen, another question.
Yeah. Before that, I have a question about
Fire away, please.
Okay. So I honestly want to come see all of these, and I'm not a huge film person, but you've kind of hooked me. So if I want to go see one, I assume I can see one. Is there a package also, though, if I want to, get in there and see all of them? How does that work with people coming to see the films?
You know what? We set up a number of different options for people. So, we have a VIP pass that gets you into everything, all the events, all the films, all the red carpets. And if you just want to see films, you have a pass for that. But if you just want to come see one film, you can do that, single tickets, absolutely. And then we got a weekend pass if you just have Saturday and Sunday. And most of them give you access to the festival lounge. Why that's important is there's always some wine.
I mean, it's a lounge. Who doesn't want to lounge around? Yeah.
And some cocktails.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of these other events that you're talking about? You talked about the lounge. What are some of the other events that people can go to?
So opening night, and that's when we have Conclave. So we always have a pre-party before and then a post-party. So that's always a fun night, a lot of red carpet going on. Night of the Stars Tribute, that's on Thursday. And so that's a really kind of great exclusive event. And that's where we honor celebrities and directors. And so that's a fun. And then during the festival, we've got in the lounge, we've got music going on, we've got tastings, we've got a number of things. On Sunday, we do what's called culinary cinema. And that's always a fun night. Have you been to our culinary cinema?
And this is probably the last time she'll ever come on my show. I've been invited every year that Tonya's been on, and she's very gracious with it, magnanimous with the invitation. I've never been outside the time we went out and saw, Nomadland.
See, I mean,
so if I get invited again, I will come. I will.
You know what? I think
Susan's going. Drew's a liar. He always says he's going to do these things.
Last year you said that to me. You didn't come.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. Well, let me tell you what you're going to miss.
Okay. Very good. Oh, that'll inspire me. Okay.
So on Sunday, culinary cinema. So I curate a film on food, and then. So an hour before the film, you show up in a Capital One Cafe, which is in the Westfield Mall. They host the most amazing breakfast buffet for everybody and champagne. Then you go see the film, and afterwards we have 5 chefs that prepare a dish inspired by the film with wine pairing. And it's a lovely, lovely time. So,
nice.
So that's what
you're going to miss.
Yeah. October 20th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Is Susan going to be there? Because, Clausen.
Is that why you don't show up?
100%. No, I want to see the look on her face when I show up and she passes out on the food. So Susan Clausen, wonderful actor in her own mind.
Yes, she is.
Way as well, and director and all that business, and a great publicist for theaters and all this in the film festival. That sounds great. Talk about your partnerships with UC.
So this year, well, actually, one of the things that's really important to us from a mission standpoint is to have these partnerships. But I've felt for so long that there's so much going on in the biotech, bioscience world here in San Diego, and I think that's not really recognized enough. And so, I partnered with CureBound, talked about the cancer research several years ago, and this year with UCSD, what's called iPath. And I think what's important is, as a festival, to be able to bring to the community and give it a platform for what's going on. And I think, film has that ability. So this is an interesting story. It has to do with what's called phage therapy. And what that is it's a type of bacteria that goes after a virus. And why that's important is because we're now being consumed with this issue of superbugs that's basically killing people.
Right.
And so all of this started because of a woman who I was introduced to, who she and her husband were both research scientists. And he became sick, they were abroad, and it was a race against time for her to save his life. And she brought this therapy in, and it saved his life.
Wow.
She wrote a best-selling novel. They're now making a movie in Hollywood about it. And what it's done is it's really brought to light this issue of anti-resistance antibiotics. So now they're saying, and the statistics are stunning, in the next 10 to 20 years, more people will die from superbugs than cancer, heart attack, and car accidents.
Whoa. Wow.
And so this is really at the forefront. and it's in our backyard. And that's what a festival does. This documentary was inspired by their story, and it follows these cases, and it's called Last Chance to Save a Life. And it is such an important message because this is a local story, but it's a global outcome.
Without question. Tonya, when we come back from break, I want to talk a little bit about the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation and your tie-in there. Certainly with the Joy Travolta, always anything she's involved in is very cool. What his film is about, the women's film series. And we always love to spend time, as you well know, on education. You guys are absolutely just laser beamed working with the County Office of Education, one of our colleagues at Classroom of the Future Foundation as well. How's that sound?
It sounds great.
We're going to be right back with Tonya Mantooth. She's the CEO and Artistic Director of the San Diego International Film Festival. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, nation's longest-running community podcast. We're now in our 18th year, brought to you by the fine folks of Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades. Been doing great things for people living in San Diego County. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are chatting with Tonya Mantooth, CEO and Artistic Director of the San Diego International Film Festival, October 16th to the 20th. She has literally built this thing up in one of the iconic film festivals, certainly in our country, probably worldwide as well. It wouldn't surprise me if they're watching this at the space station Mir as well. Joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She is the Executive Director of San Diego Writers Inc. Kristen?
Yeah, let's talk about the partnership with the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation.
So this is in conjunction with a world premiere of a film called Into the Unknown, and it deals with paramedics, and it deals with the issue of trauma and PTSD. So what a lot of people don't know is the rate of PTSD and suicide rate for paramedics is now equal and or higher than returning vets. Because
I did not know that.
They do not get a break. So they're seeing people on their worst day, and they're having to get up the next morning and do it over and over again. And so the film is really incredible. It follows five very diverse paramedic teams across the country and what they deal with and what they face.
So question for you on that, with the military, and we've talked about this quite a bit, and Kristen knows we've had a lot of folks on chatting about this, and veteran suicide, military and active duty for that matter. The number was staggering, like 23 a day or something like that. But we understand why the deployments are longer, and there are more of them, and there's some reasons, for that aspect of it. But with the fire and rescue, what has changed to exacerbate those suicides?
That's a really good question. Part of it is it's a combination of things. One is the force is less.
Okay.
So people have more.
Gotcha.
But the other problem is there are so many more mental health issues out in the community, so they get called out for those more and more. Yeah. So what they're saying is that the experience that they used to have over a 20-year period, they're now at that breaking point at year 8 or 10.
Wow.
And that is the impact. And so what this film is about and why we partnered with the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation is because, it's interesting. What they do is they raise money for funds for the department that aren't in their budget.
That's right, yeah.
And so what they're doing now is putting money towards mental health issues and helping them, because it's very similar to vets, although now it's so supported for people to come out and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Within the paramedic world,
Right.
it isn't. It's
Right.
like it's a very,
Right.
just, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, go back out and do it again.
Yeah.
And now they're saying that, no, you can't do that anymore. And so that's what this film is about.
Yeah, I want to bring up something as well. We've had the San Diego Police Foundation on quite a bit. And the question always is, to Sarah, who is the executive director of the foundation, is why does the police department need more money when they already get funded by the government? And same thing with the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation, because the budgets aren't big enough.
Correct.
And so people can't get their hands around that. I could, no, they have X amount of money in there, but that's not paying for the police dogs or paying, in this case here, for the mental health and all that business. Chat about Joey Travolta and his film.
Oh my God, I love our partnership with Joey.
Yeah,
So
it's quite a guy.
what I think is so incredible about him is just his dedication to not only bring to light the issue around adults with developmental disabilities, but then the commitment to actually bring to it like very hard skills and hard skills inside the entertainment industry. And I think that's so incredible. So not only does he support that, not only does he bring it to light, but then to actually give them skills and then work within the industry
Right.
to say, this is something, and this is a community that you should embrace because this is a gift to you. And so I love that. I love this docuseries that he does. And it's always such a joy to work with Joey Travolta.
Yeah, and if you see Kristen and I smiling, we love to have organizations that are focusing on that area, and we cannot talk about it enough.
Right.
We can't give them a big enough platform. Some of them, as Kristen knows, we have them share the mic with us, and they just see the pride in their faces. Yeah. And even more importantly, the moms would come in of the people that are sort of challenged, and they just look at my son is actually, or my daughter's actually going to co-host a show and all that. It is phenomenal. The women's film series, what's that all about?
So we partnered with Women's Museum of California. So we actually brought their film series inside of our festival. And so now we work closely with the Women's Museum of California, and what they're working to do is really, really honor the work that women have done through the years. And when you look at film and you look at the statistics, while last year was, pretty phenomenal with Barbie and Greta Gerwig and multiple directors winning, being up for Best Picture, that's fantastic. But if you look at the overall statistics, it's still incredibly low how few films are helmed by women. Mm-hmm. And not just that, but, produced, written, and all that. And I always go back to, you can't make a change from the top. You have to make the change from the funding, because people fund, we'll be honest, it's like you're willing to fund people who look like you. Mm-hmm. And so we need more women in the funding piece. And so this whole film series, and we do a panel on it, Sandra Moss is on their board. She's very, very involved. We need to bring to light that women filmmakers, but financial people need to be involved, because that's how you make a major shift. But it's working.
Good.
It's working.
About time. Again, chatting with Tonya Mantooth, CEO and Artistic Director for the San Diego International Film Festival. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. We're brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, broadcasting in these really cool studios here in Scripps Ranch, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel, Executive Director of San Diego Writers Inc. Kristen.
Yeah, let's talk about the festival's education programs and film libraries and schools.
So I know we've had this conversation in terms of our education program,
Right.
but this year is a huge expansion for us. So we've always had a film series that we make available to schools throughout San Diego County.
Right.
And this last year, we built out an educational portal. So now we have a film library. So now teachers can go in anytime, preview the film, schedule it when it's convenient for them with a full curriculum. So we are so excited about that because it gives them the flexibility and it helps increase the reach of what we're doing. So we provide this at no cost to all the schools. So, we're involved with San Diego Unified School District. They were the first ones to step up and champion it. San Diego County Office of Education. But now we are making it available to all Monarch schools,
Nice.
foster youth schools, and we're in the classrooms inside of juvenile detention centers.
So your JCCS?
Yes.
Okay. There's a new assistant superintendent that's running that, and he's a very close friend of ours on the show here in Classroom of the Future. If you ever get a chance to meet him, is Joseph Clevenger. Okay. So have you met him yet?
No.
He's the guy. He would love this conversation.
Oh, I would love that.
I'll make an introduction.
Oh, that'd be fantastic because we're also now in the community college district.
Yeah.
So now it's also made available because these films, what we do is we curate the films from shorts that were in the festival and they're all on social issues. And so the short format is really valuable for teachers because it gives them more time to integrate it into their curriculum. And so they're all on these global social issues along with a Q&A with filmmakers. And it's all designed to really give this next generation of leaders a chance to have a perspective about things and to see that all of these issues are complex and that they're human issues and issues they need to be a part of in terms of finding the solution. So that's the passion behind it. My team is incredible. It's we're so proud. But we added an element this year, but wait, there's more. So this year, my director of marketing said, what if we opened it up to art students? And what if we give them a voice? And so we went out and said, take on whatever social topic you want to take on and create a piece of art to represent it. What came back to us was phenomenal. And we had 10 finalists, and they took on everything. I mean, they took on immigration, they took on border issues, they took on autism, they took on so many issues. They took on, one young woman took on loss of cultural identity through neighborhood gentrification. Now, when I was in 9th grade, I did not know what the word gentrification, that was not in my purview. So to see this, but they also took on topics like plastic surgery and why it's important, all of the kind of the social shaming that goes on. So the winner of it took on body dysmorphia because of the whole social media pressure. And the image on that will go on all of our merchandise during the festival.
Oh, that is fantastic. And, you and I talk about it every single time that you're on the show on this thing. If Drew ran the world, which would be a bad thing for the world, but
nobody would come to the festival.
No one would come to the festival. I don't know, maybe 2 people would come to it. But the bottom line is that you could teach every aspect of the curriculum through filmmaking, language arts, history, social studies, physics, mathematics. There's not a subject you don't touch during that. And of course, and heaven forbid the students are going to have fun doing this. Shout out the website one more time.
sdfilmfest.com.
Tonya Mantooth, it is always great to see you. You put on just an amazing film festival, and I know you're always magnanimous to say it's not me; it's the 4 billion other people that work with me. So I'll answer that for you. October 16th to the 20th, and for those people that have gone before, you know how great it is. For those who are rookies, I suggest that you get involved as soon as possible, because once you get involved, you aren't going to stop. Tonya, it's always good seeing you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. Tonya Mantooth, CEO and Artistic Director for the San Diego International Film Festival. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 18th year. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades, just doing great things in San Diego County. As always, Kristen Fogel, thank you for being in the catbird seat, so to speak. And what'd you think of that interview?
It's great. Again, I want to see everything.
Well, now you know. You got all the details from Tonya. Again, wishing you nothing but great success, and I hope to see you there this year.
All right, terrific. Thank you.
Very good. We hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.